They say blood is thicker than water. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes blood is just a currency people use to purchase your guilt. I stood at the entrance of Belmont's, the most expensive restaurant in the city. My fingers tightened around my leather clutch, turning my knuckles white. Through the amber glow of vintage chandeliers, I saw them, laughing. Wine glasses held high, a private celebration. My family. The maitre d' smiled at me with practiced warmth. "Your name, miss?" Before I could answer, a voice, sharp and familiar, cut across the dining room. "Oh, there she is. Finally." Heads turned. I felt the weight of strangers' curious glances as I stepped forward, the quiet click of my heels against the marble floor marking each second of my reluctance. My black dress was simple, well-tailored, the kind that whispers success rather than screaming it. They had positioned themselves at the finest table, the one with the view of the downtown skyline I once dreamed of being part of. My mother, my cousin Lucas, his wife, Brittany. I approached the table, my heart guarding itself against old wounds. And then I stopped. I noticed immediately what they had chosen not to see. There was no chair for me. Lucas sprawled comfortably, one arm draped over the back of his chair, a smirk arriving on his face before his words did. "This table is for family," he said, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. "Go find a spot outside." And in that moment, I knew. This wasn't a dinner. It was a setup. But they had no idea that the Rachel they used to bully didn't exist anymore. Tonight, they were going to learn the price of entitlement. "Don't take it the wrong way, Rachel," Brittany chimed in, her voice dripping with sugar-coated venom. "Lucas is just joking." But he wasn't. And we all know it. I said nothing. My face betrayed nothing. I dragged a heavy chair from a nearby empty table, the legs scraping harsh and loud against the floor. My mother, Helen Harrington, didn't meet my eyes. She was once the backbone of our family. But now, she was just another vertebra bent to accommodate Lucas's posturing. "You're late," Mother said finally, fiddling with her napkin. "Traffic," I lied. The truth? I had sat in my car for 20 minutes, debating whether to even come. I ran a cost-benefit analysis in my head. At Oliver's, my company, we don't take meetings with no strategic advantage. But loneliness is a powerful motivator. As I watched them clink glasses, a memory surfaced, sharp and uninvited. 4 years ago. My childhood bedroom stripped to bare walls. Cardboard boxes stacked by the door. My father, leaning against the doorframe, looked at me with dismissal. "This business idea of yours is just another phase, Rachel," he had said. "You'll be back when reality sets in." I moved into an apartment so small my kitchen table was my desk. I ate ramen heated in a microwave that sparked if you looked at it wrong. I worked 18-hour days. And that first Christmas, I called home. I heard the same laughter in the background. My mother told me it was a small gathering, one I wasn't invited to. "Rachel? Earth to Rachel!" Lucas snapped his fingers in front of my face. I blinked, straightening my spine. "Yes?" "We've been talking about the Seychelles," Brittany said, twisting a diamond tennis bracelet that I knew they couldn't afford. "Lucas and I went in January. The Rothschilds were actually staying at our resort." I took a sip of water. I watched Lucas's new Rolex glint under the lights, a watch that cost more than the rent of my first office. Brittany's designer purse was displayed prominently on an empty chair, the logo facing outward like a flag of conquest. They were performers, and I was the audience. "You know what?" Lucas announced, tapping the menu. I'm splurging tonight. The Wagyu ribeye. And let's do the 2015 Bordeaux, he told the waiter, not even glancing at the price list. Brittany nodded enthusiastically. Lobster for me, and champagne to start. It's a special occasion. We should treat ourselves. One by one, they ordered the most expensive items on the menu. $100 steaks, $300 bottles of wine, appetizers that cost more than a week of groceries. My mother nervously fidgeted, complicit but uncomfortable. I hid a small smile behind my coffee cup. Understanding had finally dawned on me. Now I knew exactly why I was here. So then I told the Andersons that waterfront properties are practically giving themselves away, Lucas boasted, swirling his wine. They signed the paperwork that afternoon. 2 hours. 2 hours of conversation that flowed around me like water around a stone. Every time I opened my mouth, Lucas's voice rose half an octave, drowning me out. I tried to mention my company's expansion into Europe. Boring. Lucas waved his hand dismissively. We're here to catch up on family stuff. Nobody cares about work talk. Family stuff. As if my life's work was less significant than his fabricated real estate victories. You look good for someone who works all the time, Brittany offered, her eyes scanning my face for wrinkles or fatigue. Do you ever actually leave that office? Or do you just sleep under the desk? Before I could answer, she launched into a monologue about her spa weekend. The words, rejuvenation and self-care fell from her lips with practiced ease. My mother reached across the table, brushing my wrist. Let's all just enjoy being together. It's been too long. Whose fault is that? I almost asked, but I didn't. I just nodded. Then, the pivot happened. The trap was sprung. Speaking of business, Lucas leaned forward, his tone shifting from boastful to somber. The market has been brutal lately. 3 deals fell through last week. He looked pointedly at me. Not everyone can be swimming in success. Brittany sighed, placing a hand on his arm. That Mercedes you were looking at might have to wait, honey. Such a difficult time to be making big purchases. She turned to me, eyes wide. I've been trying to replace my Audi, but everything is so expensive, even the base models. My mother nodded sympathetically. Rachel has been so blessed financially. Her business is taking off like a rocket. There it was. The setup was elegant in its simplicity. The expensive restaurant, the lavish orders, the stories of financial hardship, the reference to my success. They didn't invite me for dinner. They invited my wallet. The waiter approached with practiced timing. The leather-bound check folder landed directly in front of me with a soft thud. I didn't reach for it. The silence stretched, heavy and thick. We don't mind, Lucas finally said, leaning back with a triumphant, tipsy smile. Thanks for dinner, Rachel. You don't mind, right? We figured since you're doing so well. All eyes turned to me. My mother twisted her napkin. Brittany's smile was brittle. Lucas radiated entitled confidence. My phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen. A text from my partner, Diane. Meeting confirmed. Singapore contract locked in. Proud of you. I thought of my team. People who stayed late, who brought me soup when I was sick, who believed in my vision when I had nothing. My chosen family. Blood ties do not confer loyalty. Respect must be earned. I picked up the check slowly. $2,200. The table exhaled. Relief rippled through them. Brittany reached for her purse, ready to leave. I set the bill down directly in front of Lucas. I'm not your personal ATM. The silence was absolute. Lucas's face flushed a deep, patchy red. Brittany's mouth hung open. "Rachel, honey," my mother said, using the placating tone she used when I was a toddler. "You can help them out a little, can't you? We're family." "Family," I repeated. The word tasted like ash. "In your definition, family means I give and you take. My success is communal property, but my struggles were solitary burdens." I met my mother's eyes. "Yes, we are family, which is why I deserve the same respect you'd give a stranger. I didn't order the Wagyu. I didn't order the vintage Bordeaux." Lucas slammed his hand on the table. $2,200, you can't be serious. You make more than all of us combined." "That is irrelevant," I said calmly, taking a sip of my cold coffee. "We wouldn't have ordered all this if we knew you'd be so petty," Brittany hissed. "Exactly," I said. "You ordered it because you thought I was paying. That is the definition of exploitation." The restaurant manager approached, sensing the disturbance. "Is everything all right here?" "We've been planning this for weeks," Lucas whispered harshly. "You never return Mom's calls. What were we supposed to do?" "Ask," I said, "not manipulate." "Fine," Lucas yelled, drawing stares from the entire room. "You've made your point. Just pay half." "No." Brittany began frantically tapping on her phone, messaging friends for loans. Her face fell as the replies came in, or didn't. Lucas pulled out his wallet, flipping through maxed-out credit cards and a gym membership. A single $20 bill sat lonely in the fold. "Rachel, please," my mother whispered, tears welling up. "Just this once." I think about all the "just this once" moments that would follow, I told her. The erosion of boundaries. You ordered it. You pay for it. I placed a $10 bill on the table. For my coffee, and a $20 tip for the server who has to witness this. I stood up, gathering my purse. Not in anger, but with the deliberate movement of a woman reclaiming her worth. "You'd really let your mother be humiliated in public?" Lucas sneered. "No," I answered. "But I will let adults face the consequences of their choices." I walked out into the cool night air. The freedom felt electric. But the drama wasn't over. "Rachel," Lucas's voice bounced off the parked cars. I kept walking. "Don't you dare walk away. You're not part of this family anymore." I stopped. 5 years ago, that would have broken me. Today, it felt like a liberation. I pivoted. Lucas was breathing hard, his face mottled red. Brittany was hobbling behind him in her heels. My mother stood in the doorway, a silhouette of indecision. "Who do you think you are?" Lucas spat. "I'm someone who just wanted a normal family dinner," I said, my voice level. Then his expression shifted. Calculated concern replaced the anger. He dropped his voice to a stage whisper. "Mom has medical bills she can't pay. We wouldn't have asked, but it's serious. We did this for her." I looked past him to my mother. She couldn't meet my eyes. The final piece clicked. This wasn't just about a dinner bill. This was the prelude to a much larger request. A loan. A bailout. "We wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious," Brittany added, her voice honey-sweet again. "Family helps family." I waited for a passing couple to be out of earshot. "There are better ways to ask for help than manipulation," I said quietly. "If Mom has medical issues, I would be the first to know." "Mom?" My mother stepped into the light, fiddling with her ruby pendant. "It's just some tests, honey. Insurance covers most of it." But she was in on it, I realized aloud. Using her health as a bargaining chip, the betrayal stung worse than the bill. "Mom," I said, ignoring Lucas. "If you have medical needs, we can discuss that. privately, honestly, but I will not be manipulated. See? Lucas shouted. She can afford it. She just thinks she's better than us. I don't think I'm better, I said, looking at the three of them, a tableau of desperation and poor choices. I'm just different. And that's okay. I reached into my purse and pulled out a business card. I handed it to my mother. Call me tomorrow. Just you. If you want to discuss your situation honestly, I'll listen. But Lucas and Brittany? Figure out your own bill. You can't leave us here, Brittany cried. I can, and I am. I got into my car and locked the doors. Through the window, I saw Lucas on the phone, likely begging a friend for a transfer. Brittany was sitting on a bench, her facade shattered, crying real tears for the first time that night. My mother stood frozen, holding my business card like it was a lifeline. As I drove away, the guilt I expected to feel never arrived. Instead, I felt lighter. I realized something that night. Toxic family members are like anchors. They don't just hold you down, they resent you for trying to swim. Setting a boundary isn't an act of aggression, it's an act of self-preservation. I didn't lose a family that night. I lost a financial liability and gained my self-respect. My mother did call 2 days later. We're working on it, slowly, on my terms. But as for the $2,200 dinner, I heard Lucas had to leave his Rolex as collateral until he could come back with the cash. Sometimes, the most expensive meals are the ones you have to swallow your pride to pay for. If you are standing your ground against people who feel entitled to your hard work, even if they share your blood, stand tall. You are not an ATM. You are not a doormat. You are the CEO of your own life. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever had to draw a line in the sand with your family, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe and like this video. Let's build a life of respect, not regret.